a member in the chieftain of the party is asking for the sack of the national chairman. So that gets our attention tonight. And let's talk about it. Prince Kasim Afegbua, Prince of Okwila, is in our Abuja studio. And Mr. Ken Okoligbo, a chieftain of the PDP, a former Desopadec commissioner in Delta State. Both of them are members of the PDP, and they are here tonight on the program. But let's begin the conversation with Mr. Kasim Afegbua in Abuja. Thank you so much, Mr. Afegbua, for your time tonight. You are asking for the sack of Chief Uche Secondus, the national chairman of your party. Why?
Thank you very much, Shehu, and for the opportunity of this discussion. If you have followed me in the last 2-3 weeks, I've raised very critical issues about the party, the PDP. And in preparing for the 2023 elections, I'm saying that the present leadership of the party has become one of inertia, such that they can't take up serious opposition roles, you know. We have a ruling party that has run Nigeria aground, that has brought suffering and untoward insecurity in the country. And yet we don't have an opposition, we don't have an alternative voice that should play that role and provide Nigerians the opportunity for them to ventilate their anger and see hope in that opposition party. And so for me, Uche Secondus has outlived his usefulness. He has tried his best in the last 3.5 years. He should give way for more result-driven, more forward-looking, leadership that will help to reposition, rejig, retool the PDP and make it to be in contention for power in 2023. As things are now, it's becoming almost like a routine that PDP is having issues of internal crisis. You are doing congresses here, you are not sure what is happening. Look at the one they did in Kaduna, look at the one in Southwest. All of this put together do not speak well of an opposition party that's actually in contention for power.
If I remember vividly, you left the APC and you moved to the PDP, and this is the same national chairman who is the leader of the party at the time, isn't it?
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
I left the APC in 2018, August 8th to be specific, because I felt the APC was not fulfilling the object and subject of the manifesto of the APC. I was part and parcel of the processes that brought this monstrosity that has become our governance process. And joining the PDP, I felt I would see things differently. I felt there would be need for us to engage in constructive dialogue, constructive engagement, take on the ruling APC so that they can wake up to their responsibility of providing good leadership and good governance to the people of Nigerians. But with Prince Uche Secondus as the chairman, I'm seeing that there is no, that bite is not there. I'm not seeing the push as an opposition party to actually give Nigerians alternative platform for them to ventilate their anger, provide a roadmap. If you ask me, if you ask a typical PDP person, what's our position on insecurity in the country? What's our position on the budget 2021? What's our position on restructuring? So many of these issues, they are not being discussed, they are not being taken up, and so that Nigerians can begin to see hope in the PDP in 2023. So for me, it is not just about personal interest, it's about the collective aspirations of Nigerians. Let Nigerians have a breather in another party different from the APC, knowing full well that the APC has caused a lot of pains and headaches and what have you to Nigerians. Insecurity, kidnapping, banditry, insurgency, all of these that were promised in 2015 have assumed a monstrosity, a monster, monumental disaster in the country. So for me, it is not just about what's it called, opposition, a viable opposition, a credible opposition, a constructive opposition that will be able to put paid to all the issues that are presently agitating our minds as Nigerians and for which APC has failed to provide good governance.
So we are due for a second break on the program, but my curiosity is on the fact that you have singled out Mr. Secondus. So it does look like a personal attack on him. I mean, there's at least 10 people in that NWC.
If you follow my interview, I spoke about the National Working Committee. But of course, Uche Secondus is the head of the National Working Committee and the chairman of the National Executive Council. So it's not just about Secondus. When I talk about him, you should know that they are also enjoying the same similar portfolio, profile as members of NWC. He is the chairman, he is the head. So I'm just talking about the leadership of the party as presently capturing the NWC and the NEC.
Okay, let's take another breather. So when we return from this break, we'll be looking at the internal crisis in the PDP. They want to regain power at the center in 2023. It does look like a storming sail. We look at the internal issues of that party, and we get Mr. Okolugbo to get into the conversation after now. Join us again. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us right here on Sunday Politics on Channel Television. Mr. Kasim Afegbua, a former spokesperson of the PDP Presidential Campaign Organization, is in our Abuja studio. And Mr. Ken Okolugbo, a chieftain of the PDP and the former Desopodec commissioner in Delta State. Both of them are members of the PDP, and they're talking to us about the internal affairs of the PDP. Let me allow you to react to what Mr. Afegbua said tonight. Do you agree with him that the NWC and Mr. Secondus should be sacked?
Well, Kazim is my brother and my friend. I'm very, I won't say I'm shocked. I know we've spoken before now, and he expressed a lot of disappointment. That is privately, but that was mainly on the issue of the Edo State election. But if Kazim should allow me take him back, he wasn't in our party in 2017 when we were literally torn apart. If you remember very well, Shinwa, I was with the Sheriff group, and I remember some people like us suffered so much for being in that group, and we can't be going down the road just where we are talking about 2022. I see the internal crisis you're talking about, but I can't see it, Shinwa. Why I say I can't see it is Secondus became the chairman on the 9th of December 2017. If Kazim is so particular about Secondus not performing, we have a couple of months to 9th of December 2021 when his tenure is going to be up. He can't be asking him to resign. And why is he asking him to resign? He has not given the facts. I'm not a spokesperson for Secondus. But what I'm saying here is that the PDP is doing a lot better than the APC. And if Kazim is attributing most of the push, which we also complain about, we don't see sometimes in the party amongst ourselves, especially those of us that are vociferous, he should lay more squarely on Atiku, who was a flag bearer. If you look at America right now, Donald Trump is endorsing candidates, even as we speak, and people are looking for his endorsement. If Donald Trump endorses you as a Republican, you go 30 points up, 25% up. Donald Trump is on the media almost every now and then, speaking on the issues of Biden and all the terrible situations that they found on the border and all the crises that they're having in America. But what do we see of our flag bearer? He's in Dubai, literally. He's not even in the country.
You know he's not?
Yes, and he's only tweets from there. Is he taking on the government of APC the way he's supposed to take on the government of APC? If my brother Kazim is complaining about Secondus, why is he not complaining of Tambuwal, the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, who is supposed to be the leader of all, who has taken the bull by the horn today, and they've been able to go to Makurdi and they say they're going to shed all their personal interest and allow us a smooth sail. I think Kazim is putting the cart before the horse. Maybe he doesn't know the terrible crisis we had. If he knows what we suffered, I'm sure you know how many times I was on this studio. You know the fight that was between McAfee and Sheriff. If Kazim knows the road we took in that internal battle, Kazim will want to take us back to that road. So but he wasn't with us, so I can appreciate his position.
So as far as you're concerned, Secondus is doing a perfect job.
No, I'm not saying Secondus is doing a perfect job, but for the limited, for example, for what Secondus is given, for the limited resources he has, and the limitations we have as with this kind of authoritarian government that we have, like he described as the monstrous government that we have at hand that cannot even tolerate criticism, how much more do you want him to do? He does not have the control of the security apparatus. He can only continue to speak. The people that should do it, that should encourage him, and the people have just named.
Does the
I have laid it,
PDP,
I've
sorry,
laid it,
a
I've
moment,
laid it
just
squarely
to
on
cut
two
it.
people.
Let me ask
Yeah.
you, he has alleged,
Yeah.
or he's saying and claiming that your party, the PDP, is not behaving like a viable opposition that it should be. Perhaps your party is referred to today as the main opposition in Nigeria. Is your party playing the role of an opposition in Nigeria's politics today?
Well, if you look at the relative nature of what we are facing in terms of the security situation, the economy situation, the terrible budget policies that this APC government has thrust on us, we can do a lot more in engaging them. We can even form a shadow government. Are you understanding where I'm coming from? I'm not saying we're doing enough, but we are doing. But all I'm saying is that why do you lay it only on the NWC, who do not have access to some of the kind of resources that even our governors have, or the immediate flag bearer of the party, which I keep saying, who has a lot of influence, who was able to garner votes, and we still believe should have even won that election in 2019. Why don't you blame him? Why are you only taking out Secondus? Do you understand? Of course, Secondus is the chairman of the party, quite all right. He leads the NWC. Why are you just... There must be a reason.
Let me bring back
He must
Mr.
go in, I just want him to go into some specifics, which I didn't hear. Maybe if I heard some specifics, I'll appreciate where Kazim is coming from.
Mr. Afegua, part of what he said is that you do not see your party regaining prominence at the center in 2023. That's one of your fear. What prompts this fear?
Well, thank you very much, Sheung. And to my good friend Okolugbo, I quite appreciate his introspection. But the issues I'm raising are much more important than what he is saying. Unfortunately, I've run a party before, and I know that a party, a political party, is bigger than individual who had contested in your platform before or seeking to contest. That's why it's called a party, because different persons have managed different positions. And I'm saying that even if you watch the scenario presently, Atiku is even doing more opposition than the PDP as a platform. So don't bring the issue of Atiku. Atiku is just an individual who used the platform of the PDP to contest the election in 2019 and lost. And we all participated and we saw that. I'm saying that you are talking about resources. I'm saying that even the PDP as it is now, I tried to run an election in 2019. They don't have a workable bank account. All their accounts are under Ganishi because they cannot clean up their books. I have documents with me, and I'm proceeding from here to petition the NWC to the EFCC. I'm not just going to relax. So anybody who is talking about just single out Secondus, no. The NWC as it is now, there are quite a number of issues. I've instructed my lawyers to put up a petition for me. I will go and submit it openly in EFCC so that they know where the problem is coming from. I want to see a situation where, in preparation for 2023, we have a leadership that is vibrant, that is brilliant, that is intellectually savvy, that is able to articulate the issues and provide an alternative platform for Nigerians to express their franchise in 2023. And as we are going now with the way this present NWC is presently constituted or doing, we are not going to achieve that. So, Okolugbo, you may say that they don't have resources, but from 2017 to now, over 10 billion has been raised in PDP from sale of form and all of that. What has been the role? Where is that resources? Where is the money?
Okolugbo,
It would be good for EFCC to be able to probe into all of this.
I can
so
agree with him because I also ran elections in
discussion.
2018, 2019, and I know about what he's saying when he says the accounts have been garnished. But did he realize that an audit was done on that account and Atiku gave them a pass mark? I'm not going to hold brief on what they did with the accounts, because if people found it a bit strange, because the accounts were garnished, funds could not have been transmitted. But I think that was more of an internal arrangement, how they were deciding on how they were going to collect funds for forms and all that. But as at then, Kazim didn't raise it, and he's only raising it now. So I wonder why he's only just raising it now. He didn't raise it as at that time. It was an issue that was on ground, but it did not stop the party from collecting those funds. What he should be asking is that there should be an audited report. I agree. Every party must have an audited report of how those funds were used. But
now
at
you
this point,
are coming to terms with me.
I think Kazim should help us by not bringing in these issues at this critical point that we need to remove this APC government in power. What we should be more focused on is, where are we going to get our presidential candidate from? If the amendments are done, We're looking at primaries being held in February next year or June. If that amendment sails through, by February, primaries can be held, which is less than 1 year from now.
All right.
So we should be focusing on who is going to fly our flag.
Okay,
Where are we going to get the candidate from? How are we
You
going to get
don't
this
look for somebody
APC
who is going to
government
fly
out
a
of
flag
power?
of a party that has not put
That is
itself
what we
in
should be
order.
more focused on at this point.
All right,
Our
I'd
internal
like to
crisis,
get-
we can deal with it internally.
Yeah, we need
because
to-
the APC is worse off. Buni, that is the chairman of APC today, when he took over from Oshiomhole, I'm sure you know how much Oshiomhole was accused of.
We need to close now. But I like your quick reaction to this.
Yes.
Part of the crisis that is brewing in your party. There is a complaint letter that is addressed to the national chairman coming from some chairmen of some state chapters of the PDP in the Southwest. They are alleging that about 150 ballot papers are already being planned to rig the Congress of the Southwest on Monday.
Tomorrow in Osun.
Tomorrow. So let me get your as a final thought. Reconciliation process is ongoing. Mr. Afegbua, your thought on what is happening in the Southwest and the reconciliation being led by Bukola Saraki?
Well, it is part of the leadership inertia that I talked about, that I complain about. That is also brewing in Southwest. There's a governor there who happens to be the only governor of the PDP in the entire Southwest. You are not allowing him to play the role as a leader of the party in that zone. There are contestations, there are issues, and here and there. Committees have been set up to look at all of this, but because of the partisan role of some members of the NWC, you will never see the end of this. So there are quite a number of issues to show, but just that 20 minutes will not be enough for us to look at this issue. But I'm going to tell you, I will send you a copy of my petition by the time I'm done with it, so that before I take it to EFCC, you have a copy,
right.
and I will be able to address some of these issues that are so germane with respect to the position in the PDP ahead of 2023.
Mr. Okoligo, we have a few seconds
I
to
think
go.
it was true as a neutral ground. The primaries, the Congress tomorrow is going to be quite transparent. At least you saw what happened during the screening that was chaired by Dino Melaye. Everybody has been screened. Nobody has complained so far. So let us see what will happen tomorrow. And for the Abubakar Saraki-led Reconciliation Committee, he's doing a very beautiful job. You can see how he has gone from the former governors to even the former president. Right. And I mean, that takes the party from where someone like my brother Kazim is afraid of.
You always call some of these issues family issues. I hope that you guys are able to resolve your family affairs.
I don't think that's something we shouldn't say here. Kazim knows that.
Kazim,
I'm holding back.
Kazim, jokingly, I call him the Prince of Okwila. Thank you so much, Kazim Afegbua, for coming tonight.
It's not jokingly. I'm actually the Prince of Okwila. So
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, gentlemen, and that's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm sure Kimale. Bye-bye.